Hey America, I'm John Degree from Classical Historian, here to teach you American civics. Civics includes both knowledge and virtue. This first course is an introduction to American civics. Make sure you take notes because there will be a quiz at the end of the lesson. An important definition to begin with is that of government.
What's government?
Government is the group of people who have the authority to lead a country. It is also the system used to lead a country. In the United States, we have a constitutional republic. In our system, there is a federal government, which includes the President, Congress, and the Supreme Court. There are also 50 state governments with many important powers. American founding fathers wanted to separate power into 3 branches and across many states, so one person or one group would not have too much power. America, we've got problems. We have forgotten who we are, where we come from, and what virtues we should strive for. Because we don't understand our past, we are running in the wrong direction. Some Americans falsely think they can use violence to tear down our country and start fresh. The Roman Cicero wrote, "To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child." We Americans need to learn our past and learn how to behave with each other to build great communities and the best country in the world. For many Americans, we are still babies.
What do you mean, babies?
Not able to make our own decisions and control our own lives. To understand where we are today, we have to look at the past and what it has taught us. We begin in the Fertile Crescent around 2000 BC. King Hammurabi established Hammurabi's Code. Hammurabi's Code was written and publicly displayed. Everyone knew the law, and everyone had to follow it. Even though this code treated some people as more worthy than others, it gave society order, and even the leaders had to follow the law. Some of the laws were tough. If a son hit his father, his hand would be cut off. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Because of Hammurabi's Code, other civilizations of the Fertile Crescent also had written law, and it was passed on through the centuries. American founding fathers knew the importance of written law when they created the U.S. Constitution. Hammurabi's Code was an important starting point for law. We now continue from Hammurabi's Code to the Hebrews. The Hebrews were the first people who believed in one God. Their religion is called Judaism, and followers of this religion are called Jews. The Hebrew God taught that every individual had dignity. Dignity means that every individual is worthy of honor and respect. Around 1500 BC, Hebrews believed God gave them the Mosaic Law, which contains the 10 Commandments. These are 10 basic laws about how people should treat each other, including how children should honor their parents and husbands and wives should honor each other. The Mosaic Law became the basic laws for Western civilization. Hebrews believed that one God created all people. Hebrews believed that God established morality, a system of right and wrong.
Are we gonna be tested on this?
The American Founding Fathers accepted the idea from the Hebrews that there is one God, and that this God created a system of right and wrong. They created America's laws on this foundation. It is important to understand where our rights come from. But to live in a free society, citizens need to practice virtue. Virtue means moral excellence, or always doing the best thing. George Washington practiced virtue in his life. After beating the British in the American Revolution, he probably could have become an American king or dictator. Instead, he practiced humility and worked towards making America a constitutional republic. He wanted Americans to vote for their leaders, not to be led by dictators. Washington led as America's first president and then stepped down to go back to farming. Wow, that was a whirlwind tour through nearly 4,000 years of history. American civics is cool, but it takes some work to understand and appreciate what we have. We Americans stand on the best foundation that our ancestors created. We need to understand the past and how it influences us today. It is up to us to make the United States of America better and to help others understand the truth of the story of liberty and Western civilization. And now for a few quiz questions. Number 1. What was one of the first written laws? A. The Declaration of Independence. B. Hammurabi's Code. C. The Constitution. D. The Code of Ur. And the answer is B. Hammurabi's Code. Number 2. Which religion was the first where people worshipped one God? A. Islam. B. Christianity. C. Judaism. D. Roman. And the answer is C. Judaism. Number 3. Which subject includes knowledge and behavior? A. Mathematics. B. Biology. C. Civics. D. Geography. And the answer is C. Civics. Number 4. Which Roman stated that without knowledge of the past, you are like a baby? A. Moses. B. Julius Caesar. C. Abraham. D. Cicero. And the answer is D. Cicero. Number 5. Which American president refused to serve a third term and returned to his farm? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. John Adams. C. George Washington. D. Andrew Jackson. And the answer is C. George Washington. Thank you to everyone for joining us and learning about American civics. I'm John Degree from Classical Historian. See you next time!